Today we're at Black Mountain covering bungee cord jumping from a hot air balloon. They're preparing the first jumper in the background. He'll get into the gondola and go up in a hot air balloon, and then attached to a giant elastic cord he will jump out. Let's watch.
4, 3, 2, 1. That's great.
The balloon is just about into position. The 3 anchor ropes are being pulled tight. He's ready.
4, 3, 2, 1.
That was a backward jump. He jumped off backwards. For a moment, I thought he had frozen there. Sometimes they don't jump. Just like in parachute jumping, sometimes they don't go out the door. Sometimes they don't jump. And when he hesitated there for a moment, I thought maybe we had a freeze. But he went off backwards. There are 2 parts of bungee jumping that are more difficult. Jumping backwards is more difficult than just a regular jump. And jumping looking up at the balloon is more difficult than just a regular jump. The balloon is coming down now. Notice that the ground crew immediately is there to catch the bungee cord and keep it from touching the dirt. I'm told that this hot air balloon has no N number on it because it does not go anywhere. It does not fly cross country. It is always tethered to the earth with 3 ropes. And I'm told that it does not need an N number since it doesn't fly any place or go any place or do anything except be here in this one spot tethered to the ground at all times. We have the next jumper in the gondola now. The balloon is drifting a little bit. We're starting to pick up a little bit of wind. They jump early in the morning when the wind is calm and the balloon can be completely motionless. But we're starting to pick up a little wind. Why are you here going to jump out of a hot air balloon on a rubber band?
I don't know. I'm scared to death right now. I just want to get out there. I don't like this weight. I put myself up for it. They canceled it one time because of the weather, so it's been a while, and I'm ready to go now.
Now, the last jumper hesitated before he jumped. Do any people freeze up and not jump?
I asked them when I first called to set up the deal, and they said there's been about 4, so that's not too many.
4 out of how many?
Since they've been doing it. So that's pretty good. I don't know. You never know, though.
So you're in line to jump.
Yeah.
We'll cover your jump. And would you send somebody over who has already jumped for an interview?
Yeah, let me go get my friend that I instigated the whole deal for.
Thank you. Gary, you've already made your jump?
Yes.
Can you tell us why?
Just, it looked like something to do, something fun that we haven't tried before, and so we just thought it'd be really fun to do that.
Do you have any background in aviation at all?
I don't.
How did you learn about this activity?
From my friend Jody.
The lady that we just interviewed, but you've already jumped,
Yes.
and she hasn't jumped yet.
So
Yeah.
it was her idea, and ended up going first. So
Do you know how high the balloon is when you jump?
they say about 220 to about 200 feet. You know, right around in there.
And how far down do you come before the elastic cord deploys?
Well, the cord is 100 feet long, but I guess he said about 150, maybe 180 feet that you stretch.
Is there much of a shock when the card reaches its maximum extension?
No. The shock was when you start going back up. And
After you've gone all the way down?
First, you know, you extended that bungee cord. When you start going back up, that's when you feel it. But you start to slow down real quick, but it's not real, you know, not a sudden jar or anything. So
Do you know what your speed is?
no, fast.
Do you know how many jumpers are here today?
I don't.
Do you know how many have jumped so far?
About half of the people that are here, but I think 25, about 23, 25 people that are jumping. So about half have gone on so far. So
Thank you very much. We'll continue now watching bungee cord jumping from a hot air balloon. We're almost directly underneath the balloon now, so that you can get an almost vertical view of the jumper. He's moved out of the gondola and he's in place now to make the jump. Some last moment adjustments by the balloon pilot. They want to be completely motionless. That's why they do this early in the morning when the wind is calm. The jumper is poised, ready to make his jump. You can see the adrenaline pumping and vibrating. That was a very quiet jump. Each jump is different. Notice that the balloon is rocking back and forth. The impact of the jumper stretching the elastic bungee cord to its full length causes the balloon to rock back and forth, even though it is tethered to the ground with 3 ropes. The balloon is descending now to allow the jumper to land and get out of his harness. The ground crew again comes up and forms a circle to catch the bungee cord and keep it from touching the ground. Notice that they form a circle and they catch the bungee cord and keep it from touching the ground. The jumper is getting out of his harness now as the balloon pilot maneuvers down to the ground to pick up the next jumper. The first parachute jump was made from a hot air balloon. As you will recall, hot air balloons were invented in 1781 by the Montgolfier brothers. And they had parachute jumping from hot air balloons. In France, they had mail delivered by hot air balloons. During the Franco-Prussian War, when the Germans had Paris surrounded, the mail came in and out of Paris by hot air balloons. And the first aerial battle was fought in the Franco-Prussian War. A German balloonist took a shot at a French balloonist, and that was the first aerial warfare. So the history of ballooning goes back 2 centuries. But this is a new sport involving hot air balloons, and certainly a novel use for getting out of a hot air balloon. Usually the balloon lands and you step out of the basket onto the ground. This is a new and novel way to exit the gondola of a hot air balloon. And there's the liftoff. They're starting to rise. Slowly rising up. The sun is just starting to burn through the early morning coastal fog. We can see the sun in the background. The jumper is out on the step, poised, ready to go, hanging motionless in the sky. Just about ready now. That was a backward jump. He went off the step backwards. Jumping off backward is much more difficult psychologically and provides, they say, a much greater thrill. I could see acrobatics or high diving from a balloon like in the Olympics, where they do a 1.5 forward or a backward 2.5. I could see acrobatic diving from a step of a gondola in a hot air balloon as an Olympic event. Jumper's now down on the ground. Ground crew is releasing him from his harness. This is Sharon, the airline pilot who learned to fly at Gillespie Field with Golden State Flying Club. The sun has come out. You can see a light blue sky in the background. And Sharon's blonde hair. As she said, she flies commuter planes here domestically in the United States. And today she's here to make a bungee jump from a hot air balloon. We've relocated the camera and we're directly underneath the balloon. We've picked up a little wind and the balloon drifts as it rises up. There's a little bit of winds aloft. They've adjusted the bungee cord for her weight, and she's moving into position, almost ready. The 3 tether ropes are being pulled tight. She's out of the basket on the step. Sharon is ready to make her jump. Calm and quiet. Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There was a primeval scream, but she did not grab the rope. They say that only you and the laundry will know how scared you were. I don't know if she's praying or resting. To Lincoln and Steve and Rich, that was Sharon, one of your pilots, who is now an airline pilot, and she just made a bungee cord jump. Jody is out on the step and ready to make her jump. Jody is ready. And that is Jody's jump. Jody needed 2 countdowns, but she made a good jump. Almost into position. The 3 tether ropes are being pulled tight. The balloon pilot is maneuvering. The jumper is out onto the platform, out onto the step. Not a sound. Not a sound. Hands completely extended, and not a sound. Those are the 2 most difficult things to do in bungee jumping. Hands out extended, and not a sound.